Hello, my friends. Hello. We're gonna give everything a second to get pushed out here. I remembered to turn my computer down today. Oh my goodness. Just sat down with my dinner. Excellent. I haven't had dessert yet, but it is what it is. So hello, happy Tuesday, my friends. Welcome to the live stream. Shout out to all of you who were here super early. That's awesome. It makes me very, very happy to know that you're going to spend a little bit of time with me tonight. And guys, I actually have a legitimate thing to talk about. Not that I don't love Q&As and seeing where this goes, which this live stream can still do. We can still see where the conversation goes. But I even took notes. I got a whole page of notes for you guys to make sure that I cover my bases, which I'm very, very excited about. So first, let's check in and see who's here. I saw that Brianna was here first, when I signed on initially, but I don't know if she's still here or not. But we have Alyssa and Sarah and Rosie and Patricia and Becky and Julie's here. Janine is from Wisconsin. How are things in Wisconsin? Because I know it's a lot. So for those of you that watch the news, I'm not going to get into all of the things, but if you watch the news, I went to school in Kenosha, Wisconsin. So my heart is hurting because I lived there for 4 years and made a home there. And, but so if you know, then you know. So Wisconsin, I got a donut. Yes! So you have a donut because you have been a member of my channel for a period of time. So yes, you have a donut. I see a handful of donuts. Hello, Dana. Hello from Las Vegas. Alexis, hello. Nice to see you. Did I miss anybody? Ashley and Amy, Julie, little tardy to the party. It's like 7:02, Marie. You did fine. It takes a little while to get the notifications pushed to everybody and all that jazz. Hello, Michaela from Florida. Hello, hello. Oh my goodness, my friends are showing up today. I love it, and I know it's because I have a really hot topic that you all want to hear about, which is very, very fun. But first, Lori is here. Hello. Hello, Janet. Hi. Oh my goodness. Apparently, if you stop being a member, you rejoin at where you were before. Oh, that's interesting and very good to know. Okay. Hot and sticky, very sad happenings in Kenosha. Yeah. I saw some pictures of all the fires in Kenosha, and it made me so sad. So sad. Hello, Lucy? Trying my best. Which is why I have a donut and not a coffee cup. Got it. So the coffee cup is for people under a month, I think, for members. Hello, Brooke. Good to see you. And then you upgrade when you've been a member of my channel for a certain amount of time to a donut. And I'm seeing a lot of donuts showing up today, which makes me so happy. Anyway, hello. For those of you that might be new here, I don't think anybody's new here, but I'm Brianna, the diva behind Diva and the Divine, and you have just clicked on my live stream where for the next hour to 90 minutes, just depending on how much we all decide to chit chat, you're mine. And we're going to talk about some fun and positive, uplifting things and some healthy living things, because that's what we do here at Diva and the Divine. And I'm very, very excited about it. So first, let's do some highs and lows. I'd like everybody to be able to share something good that happened to them between the last live stream and this one. And if you want to share something you are struggling with or something bad that happened, something that you might need some prayer for, we are here for it as a community. We are here to support you and we are here to encourage you. So lay those highs and lows on me in the chat box, ladies and gentlemen. If you are here on the replay, it doesn't mean I don't want to hear your highs and lows. Feel free to leave them in the comment section down below because I would love to hear what went well or what you might need a little bit of support for this week. Hello, Firecracker from Minnesota. I am also from Minnesota. And it is hot but beautiful here today, although yesterday was not so much. Anyway, my high. I don't even know what my high is. My husband and I completed the Harry Potter Lego game to 100% completion because we're perfectionists. And then we immediately started Marvel Lego game. Oh yeah, because we are nerds and it's awesome. I say nerd like it's a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. We are very proud nerds in this household. So that was a high. What else? I don't even know. I made a killer pot roast for dinner last night. It was a bomb. And I ate those leftovers for dinner tonight. So that's a high. Not entirely sure what my low is either. I still haven't been sleeping very well. So that's a low. But everything's kind of just business as usual. No extreme highs, no extreme lows. I'm just kind of going through the motions. Sometimes, some days more successfully than others. But that's kind of where I'm going to go with this live stream, because we're going to talk about how I, and if you choose to go with me, I'm leveling up all the things next month. All the things. But first, let me read some of your highs and lows. The best prize is after you've been a member for a year and you get Gracie. Yeah, oh, Gracie. Hi, being here, having a great support system here at home. I'm glad that your high is being here, and I'm glad you have a support system, Sarah. That's great. Ruth, hello. I think my biggest high is that I've been making a lot of progress towards some personal goals. Fantastic, Lissa. I'm very proud of you for that. Janine, I made the meatloaf you talked about in your blogs, and it was delicious. I'm so glad you liked it. Oh my gosh, this meatloaf is already going to be in my meal plan for next week, because my husband's like, I'm not tired of it. I freaking love the meatloaf. So everybody loves this meatloaf, which I'll talk about in just a second. Low, I have to basically get a doctor approval to continue my job, and if he says I can't, I will be forced to go on medical leave. I'm very upset about it because I can't afford to go on leave. Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry. That doesn't sound fun at all. Oh my gosh. We will pray for you. Patricia, hi. My boyfriend told me he loved me yesterday after only 2 months. Low, my son goes back to college on Sunday. Oh, that has to be filled with so many emotions. That's very, very exciting. Hopefully you feel the same. But also, oh my gosh, your son going back to college, and I know there's like the whole virtual versus not and COVID, and oh my gosh, the emotions must be running high in your house right now, Patricia. Lows, my scale has been misbehaving and the turkey I'm eating is extremely dry. That's always a bummer when like you expect something to be really good and it's just not. That's really a bummer. Rosie, did some comfort eating, took the week to indulge, gained 4 pounds, down 1.8 since Friday. Good for you. Getting back on track. Love it. Brooke, I moved from Chicago to New Mexico this past week. Huge change and still pretty sad about it, but I'm finally back on track and tracking my food. If I can have control over one thing in my life, it might as well be food. I love that mindset, Brooke. Good for you. And another high is delicata squash season has started. I have not gone over to Trader Joe's yet, but I'm very, very excited to hear that there is the possibility of delicata squash in my future, because y'all know, and I didn't even get to fully embrace the delicata joy last year because Trader Joe's is so much further away and we had just moved and blah. Hopefully this year. Hi, I had an awesome week on plan. Excellent, Janet. I had a PSM eating day 12 years PMS eating day after 12 years after my last period, but still under my high range number. Good for you, Marie. That's awesome. Not the PMS eating day, but the fact that you stayed in your range and still proclaim it to be a PMS eating day, that's awesome. Hi, garden is doing wonderful. Lori, that is such a cool thing. I'm very jealous of people with a garden right now. I haven't eaten the zucchini yet. It's been in the fridge. I plan on doing a Fab 4 recipe with that zucchini, but I've been loving having the few things that my parents brought from my sister's garden. It was so good to have fresh vegetables that I didn't have to go out and buy in a grocery store. Pumpkin spice latte season. Sarah, you are right. Apparently today launched pumpkin spice season, at least at Starbucks and I think Dunkin' Donuts here in the United States and Canada. So it's apparently pumpkin spice season, ladies and gentlemen. That's not true. I was just about to say, and I don't have a single pumpkin spice thing in my house, but I have pumpkin spice eat me guilt-free bars. So I do have pumpkin spice in my house already. Michaela, hi. Had a beautiful weekend with my family in an Airbnb right on the beach. Oh, how cool. That's awesome. Hi, celebrating my 15th wedding anniversary this week. Congratulations, Julie. Happy anniversary. Ashley, hi. Tracked for 21 days straight. Low, had an unhealthy eating weekend at a family event and I overindulged a little. Overindulging a little is better than overindulging a lot. So that was pretty good. Lissa, the saddest time of year is that gap between delicata squash and berry and cherry season hasn't started yet. We went and got one. Decaf, I hope. Excellent. Oh, I'm jealous. We'll see. I'm not craving the pumpkin life yet, so we'll see. I might wait until it feels like fall to go and have some. I don't know, but it's not as readily available because I don't live right by a Starbucks or anything anymore. I mean, there's one like 8 minutes away, but still. Low, just found out about the aluminum shortage. Can't find any vanilla Coke Zero. Hope this doesn't affect my seltzers. I did not know we had an aluminum shortage. That's good information. It's one of those Aldi turkey tenderloins, I think. Oh, yeah, those are kind of finicky. The ones that come in the plastic package. I haven't had one of those in a long time, but mine was a little bit funky last time I had it, too. Here we go. Are you not a pumpkin spice fan, or are you talking about the Eat Me Guilt-Free brownies, Rosie? Ruth, hi. Changed my program last week and was down 3 pounds on Monday. Good for you, Ruth. That's awesome. I'm bummed about vanilla Coke Zero too. Apparently people are missing their vanilla Coke Zero. I don't know. I've never been a Coke drinker, a Pepsi drinker, anything like that. Now I do sparkling waters, and it only took me almost 34 years to do that. So I've never been a soda drinker, pop drinker, whatever you want to call it. But it is what it is. All right. We can't find caffeine-free Diet Pepsi right now. Huh. I kind of knew that was a thing, but I don't really know. I refused to start pumpkin spice bandwagon until at least September. Yep. It's the same issue. Interesting. And yet the president is taxing Canadian aluminum. If you're talking about our president, I take no credit for anything that man does. And that's what we're just going to leave it at that. Anyway, shall we jump in to the topic at hand, ladies and gentlemen, so we get the topic done and over with and we can see where this goes. As you can see, how did I shape this? My plan to take back 2020, shape up September challenge. All right, so full disclosure, I got this idea from Miranda over at Running Away with Life / Running on Plants. I think that's the name of her other channel. My girl Miranda had this idea about going all in on health and fitness for a 30-day period. And I was like, you know what? That's brilliant. Can I steal it from you? And she said, yes, of course you can steal it. So I was like, sorry I went there. It's okay. It's okay. The only reason I don't tell you my true feelings is because I like to keep things positive on this channel. So, and there's just not enough, there's no room for that kind of negativity right now or ever. So we're just gonna leave it at that. But so I stole this idea from Miranda directly. Thank you, Miranda, because I know you'll see this later. And then I took Take Back 2020 from Jillian Michaels because I actually really liked that when she used the hashtag Take Back 2020. I was like, hey, that's brilliant. So that's what I'm calling it. My plan to take back 2020. And I guess I'm calling it Shape Up September. If you can come up with any other sort of brilliant alliteration for this thing as I talk about it, please feel free to tell me. I want to do something September, and I can't come up with anything that just feels right. But let me tell you what I'm doing first. Basically, September is 30 days, and I am going to zero in on my health, my nutrition, my tracking, my food choices, all of the things. Essentially, I'm going to go on what the fitness community loves to call a cut. And people people didn't freak out. I had one person ask me, what are you going to do? Are you going to go lower than 1,700 calories? And the short answer is yes. But let me tell you all of the plans I have and what is going to be the equivalent of my Shape Up September, or better named TBD. And why does that not surprise me? Miranda has a lot of good ideas, and she so graciously lets me take them from her and use them as my own. And here for all the things. Love it. Reminder for Americans to vote. Good reminder, Sarah. Well, am I not getting them? I must not have been paying attention. I didn't see any of those messages pop up. So Shape Up September is going to look like this for me. I'm joining, as you guys know, I think I've already told you this last week, I'm joining a diet bet. And that diet bet is being hosted by Joel Freeman, who is the guy who does Lift 4 in 10 rounds, and his wife. Great. The buy-in for this is $35, which is a piece of cake because I had credit in my account that I didn't even know I had. So it's like there was no buy-in, which could come back to bite me in the butt, but hopefully not because I've got a plan. And just in case you're curious, currently the pot is almost $59,000 because Joel and Brianna Freeman are very, very famous in the fitness scene. So it's a very large pot. And for those of you that don't know, a diet bet is where you place money, you place a bet on yourself that you can achieve the goal of the diet bet in the given amount of time. And the goal is to lose 4% of your body weight, not body fat, your body weight in 4 weeks. So it's a little bit intense, but I think it'll be exactly what I need to kind of kickstart things in the right direction. Along with this diet bet, all of this is happening at once. It starts the 31st, so it starts next week, next Monday. Alongside Beachbody dropping 10 rounds, which means I get to start 10 rounds on the first day of the diet bet. So I'm going to be doing the diet bet. I'm going to be doing 10 rounds. I'm going to get super hyper focused on doing as much Fab4 way of eating as possible without going like ridiculously stupidly over a grocery budget or anything like that. I might end up picking up some of Kelly LeVecq's own personal protein powder. She said she's going to be launching a new, the powder itself isn't new. She's restocking it. And because she's restocking it, it's going to be cheaper than it was the first round. And it's like the purest protein made specifically for use in Fab4 smoothies. And she's going to sell them on her website, whatever. She's going to be doing a sale on her protein powder, which I really, really want to try. It's a little bit pricey, but as I'm learning, as I'm researching all of this stuff about the best choices for your body, a lot of the high quality stuff is. And if it's something I'm going to be putting in my body frequently, it's something I probably should be okay with paying a little bit more money for, especially if the results are there. So for the sake of all of you, I'm going to try her protein powder so I can tell you whether or not it's worth trying. You're welcome. She also has this Fab4 Fundamentals course, which might go on sale, so I might end up buying that as well. And I bring that up only because I'm surprised that nobody has asked yet, but plenty of people asked on Instagram. Yes, I know about the Rise Health Conference. No, I don't think I'm going to go. And that's a Hollis thing, Rachel and Dave Hollis. But that's a whole different subject matter, as you guys know. So, diet bet, 10 rounds, Fab4. I'm going to cut down my calories because currently my calorie range is set between like 1,700, 1,800, but I've kind of been eating probably closer to 2,000 calories a day, which I'm not mad about for several reasons. One, I'm up since changing, I'm up maybe 3 pounds total within this whole period of time, and my weight has stayed there, which tells me that my body is used to this roughly 2,000 calorie intake, which will benefit me greatly, greatly if I get serious about this cut. Because if my body has gotten used to the higher calorie amount, it means that cutting down a couple of hundred calories is going to be able to leave me with a slightly higher calorie range. Let's say, I haven't decided what the numbers are yet, but let's say instead of 1,600 to 1,800 or 1,700 to 1,900, let's say my new range is 1,500 to 1,700. So 1,700 is the top level of my desired calorie range for this cut. So if I drop from 2,000 to, let's say I average 1,500, and my body goes, oh, okay, we're in a calorie deficit. That could be a pound of fat, not just a pound of weight, but a pound of fat a week. If 1,500 ends up being a 500 calorie deficit for me. I don't actually know what it will be, but I'm very curious to find out. So I'm going to cut down the calories, zero in, and track a little bit better, which means it's going to be an experiment. It's going to be a big experiment. And that experiment is going to be me trying to balance a calorie cut with Fab4, which, while very nutritious and healthy and gets the body going the right way, sometimes has a heavier caloric value to it because of the fat content of a Fab4 lifestyle. So what I'm going to be doing is trying to figure out in real time how to balance both of those things. So I have a whole stash of Enlightened products in my freezer that I haven't been using because we've also had real ice cream in the freezer. So now is going to be the time that, like, maybe for dessert I pull out an Enlightened ice cream bar and all that, and kind of do a hybrid of my old self, who is very calorie conscious, and my new self, who's very health and fuel conscious. Does that make sense? Y'all are very, very quiet, so I'm hoping it's because you are listening intently. So that is what I'm doing. What else am I doing? 10 rounds. I am going to be doing meal plans, like actually meal planning. Somewhere around here I have my Erin Condren meal planner, and I have already started okay. Y'all are just listening so well. Like, if I was a teacher doing virtual learning right now, like, A+ to you guys, because you're all sitting and listening real intently. I'm here for it. I love it. So I have a meal planner, and I'm going to be planning out not just dinners, but my goal is to plan out all of my meals and my range of snacks. So, like, I'll be able to write down for my bridge snacks between lunch and dinner. I have the option of these Quest bars. I like maybe 2 healthy eating on the go bars in a week or something. Like, I'll have a couple of options. My options for dessert, I have Smart Sweets, I have meringues, which are lower calorie but full sugar, and I have Enlightened ice cream, and I made Fab4 compliant freezer fudge. Like, all of these things I will have laid out. And then lower calorie snacks, and then this is in theory, what I'm about to do now that I've been eating at the higher caloric value for a while. If all goes the way that I want it to go, if I cut for the month of September and see where I'm at, see what progress I'm making, in theory, I should be able to cut and be successful at a not completely starving level of caloric deficit, like not 1,200 calories, but 1,500 calories at minimum, right? If this jump starts the weight loss and the fat loss and all that jazz, then I can cut for a couple of months for temporary weight loss and fat loss, and then work my way back up a la reverse diet style to get back up to 2,000 calories without weight gain. That's the dream. That's what I'm hoping happens. I don't know if it will happen. I don't know if my body is fully adjusted to the higher caloric intake yet, but the fact that the scale hasn't been moving more than 1 or 2 pounds up and down tells me that my body might be just maintaining, because a couple pounds fluctuation is nothing. It's virtually nothing. So the fact that throughout all of this, I've only gained like 3 pounds, which scale? The numberless scale or the numbered scale? The numberless scale is a Shapa, S-H-A-P-A, and I use a Yunmai, Y-U-N-M-A-I scale, digital scale, as my numbered scale. So I need to do that for my dessert options. If I have 140 calories left, what can I have for dessert? Yeah, so that's my plan. That's what I'm doing, and it is all going to be vlogged every day. They're not going to be daily vlogs, but my goal, my hope, for sure, at least 1 video a week, me telling you everything that's going in my mouth, me telling you every workout, my steps, my this, my that. At the end of the week, I will tell you my weigh-in in terms of how much I've lost or didn't lose from my starting weight as of my diet bet weigh-in, which is in a couple days. All of it will be filmed. And is there a meal plan where you've written down to give out ideas? What are some of the bars you eat? Eileen, that is a great question, and I will get to that in just a second. So you guys will see, all of you will see what I choose to eat and like day in the life vlogs, but specifically geared towards this challenge. 1 video, maybe 2 videos a week, because we don't want them to get too long, of me narrating, this is what I'm eating. And we're talking, like, even if I go off my meal plan, everything gets shown. And at the end of the day, you get calorie counts, you get all of that jazz, right? So those videos will go up. Everybody gets access to that. Weekly weigh-ins, what I'm eating, my workouts, and then of course I will narrate my thoughts. Am I feeling successful? Am I struggling? What are the challenges? What's happening? it's going to be a Shape Up September exclusive vlog set on my channel. So I'm sharing all of that with you guys for free, which is going to be awesome. It's a great way to keep yourself accountable. That's the goal. That is the goal. So this is for me. I'm recording all of this for my sake because then I gotta tell you all about it, right? I gotta tell you. I gotta show it to you, which means I have to do it right. So sharing this keeps me accountable, but also hopefully it will help motivate you, inspire you, give you a couple of ideas, things like that. Now, if you want to take the dream, the challenge, a step further, I am going to be doing things exclusively for the members of my channel. The paying members of my channel are going to get a slightly deeper dive into this entire thing. And what that is going to look like for them, and I'm here for ideas. I know I've got a handful of members that are hanging out in the chat right now, but a handful of ideas is I'm going to give you guys every week my meal plan laid out already. So I'm already working on the meal plan for next week so I can post it, because then if you want to do stuff with me, you can do stuff with me, you can shop with me, you can have all the same ingredients and follow my meal plan, or most of it, I want to be you. The minute I tell people my plan, I immediately don't want to do it. I feel that on a very real level, Sarah, a very real level. I'm an obliger by nature, but I do have that rebellious streak where I try so hard to set goals for myself, so hard, but I constantly fall short of reaching those goals because as soon as I say I want to do something, I don't want to do it anymore, which is why I need to do this for you when it's really for me. Does that make sense? Because if I have all of you to hold me accountable, I'm more likely to do it. So, and this is me trying to get back into take back 2020. It's me trying to get out of this funk that COVID has put me in all summer long. So between creating this content and creating content related to CMT Awareness Month, that's my September. And I'm here for it because both of these things are, hello, Madeline, good to see you. You need to join the Facebook group, I think, don't you? Are you the one who has to join my Facebook group? I have one person who is a member of my channel who is not in the Facebook group. If you are watching, please join the Facebook group. So that's what's happening with that. The members, so what I'm talking about when I say members, if you guys are on a computer, you will see underneath this video, there's a join button. It is a paid membership. I have 3 different tiers. It's not too expensive. But what it is it's you supporting me in a financial manner on a monthly basis because you like my content. And for those of you that do it, I appreciate you. And when you join my community as a paid member, you get the cute little donut, or you start with a cute little cup of coffee next to your name. Your name is in green, like Madeline, like Rosie. Lissa's an admin, so you can't actually see that she's a member except for the donut. But I have a handful of members here who show up, and they're the people that show up regularly. A lot of you show up regularly, which I love. You guys are my favorite people to hang out with. Seriously, you are my social interaction for the week. For that, I thank you. Sidebar. For that, I thank you. I was talking with my husband about this just the other day, about how badly I just want to see friends and hug friends or whatever. And he's like, well, at least you have your group that you talk to every week. And I was like, you know what? You're right, because that actually fills my social cup. So thank you for being those people that show up for me and fill my cup every week. I appreciate you. But the people in green are the people that are members, so they will already have these benefits. You want to know what's interesting? On the chat, Lissa, your name comes up blue, but on my phone, your name comes up green with the blue wrench next to it. Interesting, huh? Anyway, so the members will get and you get the Gracie emoji. That is, of course, the most important part, ladies and gentlemen. I made a Gracie emoji that my members can use because I was trying to figure out how to make it fun, and what's more fun than my goofy little dog, right? That little monster. You guys, she got into an epic battle with a fly last night. I laughed so hard I almost peed my pants. And then I think she accidentally ate it. I think she ate it. And she spent 10 minutes scouring my bedroom trying to find it. I don't think she realized she ate it. Oh my gosh. I literally was sitting there. Eric's like, what is so funny? And I'm laughing, almost peeing my pants. It was so funny. So the crazy emoji has a dog that actually stands behind being worthy of the emoji, in case you were wondering. So meal plans in advance. For what is the fee to be a member and what are the perks? That's a great question. I actually have all of that information available underneath. Like if you click the join button, you'll get to see the different information. And my members, who have been so sweet and so kind, have been waiting patiently for there to be enough members for me to regularly crank out all of the perks. And in the meantime, there's access to a Facebook group that is exclusively for my members. One tier is $1.99, one is $4.99, and one is $9.99 a month. My darling, daring, and diamond divas. I love alliteration, you guys. I can't help it. I'm such a nerd, and I love alliteration. But for all tiers of membership are going to get access to the Facebook group, and all of this stuff, all of this behind the scenes stuff is going down in the Facebook group. So if you are a member and you are not a member of the Facebook group, I just posted a community post today reminding you to join and giving you a link. Please go join the Facebook group. You guys will not only get my meal plans for the week, you will get my daily weigh-ins. I will be telling you what my start weight is, and I will be giving you the number that's on the scale, as opposed to I lost half a pound, I lost 2/3 of a pound, whatever. The weigh-ins will be the weigh-ins in my videos will be I lost 3.2 pounds this week, or not. Whatever the gain or the loss is. In the Facebook group, you're getting the measurements, you're getting the numbers, you're getting the daily weight fluctuations, because that's information that needs to be seen. So, and then there'll be a summary at the end of all of it, but if you want the day-to-day, the real-time adventure of Shape Up September, do you have a better name yet? Now that you know what I'm doing, do you have a better name yet? So you get that, and then you get my accountability in real time. Like, if you want to do this with me, you can share your accountability as well, but I'm going to be trying to be accountable to you. My tracker is going to go up in that group every day, just like I send to my friend Jess. And whatever else I might need, I'm going to be leaning on my members to help me get through this. And the turnaround is y'all can lean on me too. Now, if you want a different accountability group that is free to join, Diva and the Divine Insiders is the way to go. But if you want that little extra something, that's what the members will be getting. So I'm very excited about this because I get to create a bunch of free, awesome content for all of you, and it gives me a way to expand my membership a little bit. So that is, for lack of a better term right now, Shape It Up September. Basically, it's Brianna, get your butt in gear and get it done. All of this is leaning on the Diet Bet goal, which I will tell you guys what the goal, and it's going to probably be around 6 pounds in a month is probably going to be the goal. But I won't know the exact number or anything until I wake up on Saturday and weigh in and have to take whatever the weight is that day. I like Shape Up because that's what I want to do. That's kind of what I thought. I'm like, I almost wanted to call it Sexy September, but Sexy September has a very, very different meaning, especially in the Hollis world. And I was thinking, I'm like, could I spin it to be like a sexy, like you feeling yourself kind of Sexy September? But I was like, no, I don't think that's right. But I like the pizzazz, the sass behind Sexy September. So I was trying to find something with alliteration that made me feel the same way, and Shape Up September was the best I could come up with. But that's the goal, right? That's ultimately the goal. It's going to be about workouts. It's going to be about nutrition. It's going to be about balancing your food choices and making mostly good ones. And protein, all the protein, and all the fat, and all the Fab4, all the things. And I'm just really excited about it because I needed some sort of accountability to be able to kickstart the intense caloric deficit anymore. I'm too old for that. You too old for the Hollis version of Sexy September or for feeling yourself? Because nobody is too old for that. You can feel yourself at any age. Oh, my screensaver went on. That's weird. That's never happened before. I must not be touching my I'm keeping up with the comments. That's what it is. Keep saying that, but love. Rosie is apparently here for it. I love it. I love that you're here for it, Rosie. Well, if you want to get an interesting crowd of trolls in the chat, that would be a name that would attract them. You're not wrong. But I'm not feeling the need for trolls though, because let's be honest, the trolls are all bored, so they're coming out with vengeance. Did I tell you guys about my one troll? I think I told you guys about him briefly. All of the comments are still up because I did not take them down. But this one troll that I had who was convinced that the low carb, like low carb, under 50 grams of carbohydrates a day was the way to go. And, oh, him. Yeah, PTS. Oh. He made a whole group of us ragey on my channel. Oh, I'm presuming it was a he. But, that troll really was something special. He was something special. I totally went looking for those comments but couldn't find them. Granted, I didn't look that hard. I don't remember what video it's on. Look back, it's like I haven't uploaded many videos lately, but it's on one of my more recent videos. And there are two conversations happening underneath that video. One he started and one Lissa started. So he started commenting on both of these threads. Ultimately, he literally argued with me, with Lissa, with Miranda, with all these people. Miles and miles and miles of why we are wrong and why I will never be successful and always be fat. I'm sorry. Come at me, bro. What? All of these things. And then I get a message a couple of hours after this fight has been going on. And it says something to the effect of, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had a disability or a severe disability. I'm not somebody to make fun of or criticize disabled people. My sincerest apologies. What? Now, as a disabled person, I appreciate that pity apology. Exactly. I appreciate that that is how you feel about harassing disabled people. However, if I wasn't disabled, your behavior was okay? No, your behavior was not okay. Not at all. So I didn't even respond to it because I was like, but also don't harass anyone. Exactly. And that, as the disabled person he was apologizing to, I'm sitting there going, that's not okay. Like, it's just not okay. Like, I don't care, disabled or not, you should not be treating people this way and telling them that they're going to stay fat and they're going to fail because they don't believe in eating the same way you do, which is a very extreme way of eating. So that was a lot of fun. We haven't heard from him since he discovered that I was disabled. So good. But what's interesting is way back at the beginning of all of our arguing, I mentioned that I had a disease and my body probably needed different nutrients than his did. I said this early on in the argument. I don't know. Those are still up somewhere, unless he deleted them. I haven't actually looked, but they should still be there because I didn't delete them. So my whole point of that, telling you about that troll, was the trolls have been crazy lately. I told you guys about the crazy unnamed person that also came at me for saying I wasn't supporting Built Bar anymore. Luckily, it's been kind of radio silent, but I've also not been very active. But I got a video going up tomorrow, guys, so watch out. So no, Lissa brings up a good point. Maybe calling it Sexy September will draw the wrong crowd, and that's not what we want to do. So perhaps we will stick with Shape Up September for the challenge. So all of that to say, you guys get your hearts and your minds ready because I'm going to be putting out vlogs, very detailed vlogs. Hopefully I can keep them short. Real feedback necessary, honest feedback necessary. How long is too long for a day in the life vlog, week in the life vlog video? How long is too long? Because I've seen people put out like hour-long vlogs, and I'm like, is that taking the dream too far? I don't know. Like, but I also want to be like, if I'm giving you 3 or 4 days at a time of all of my food, of all of my things, like, what's the threshold? Okay, 30, 35 minutes. Okay, so like an episode of TV. An episode of like short, not the hour-long episodes of TV, but like regular, what TV used to be all the time when we were kids. Okay, that's valuable feedback because I want to make sure, like, don't get me wrong, sometimes it might be me going, like, taking pictures of what I'm eating and just like filling in text or something like this thing, this many calories, this much protein or whatever. But I'm going to be showing you guys entire weeks of food, snacks, meals, all of the thing. So, okay, this is good feedback. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I saw a couple of comments. Not okay to do to anyone. Plus, if you want to be inclusive to people with disabilities, you need to be aware that many are non-visible and be careful with your language at all times. Yes. And nearly none of us said, except his comment about you have the same muscles, had anything to do with your CMT. It's true. It's true. This guy was crazy. And of course, we can't forget our favorite troll, Oregano Lady. Oh, Oregano Lady. She was something special. She had us believing for a hot second that she was a legit commenter, and then she dropped a bomb on us. So I'd watch an hour but 30 minutes. Excellent. And then I think Dana asked, remind me how the diet bet works. If you meet the goal, what's the prize? So if you meet the goal, you split the pot with all of the winners. So like I said, the pot is currently almost $59,000. There's like 1,600 some odd people. Buy-in is $30. If you win, or $35. If you win, meaning you reach the weight loss goal, and they do photograph verifications to make, there's no way for you to cheat. But if you win, at minimum, you will get your money back. So the only way to lose money on this is to not reach the goal. And sometimes it happens from things that are beyond your control, and that sucks. I've only done 2 other diet bets in my life, and I've lost them both because I just didn't try hard enough. Like, I'll be completely honest with you guys. There's no point in hiding it. So which is why this time I'm like, I'm going all in and putting it all out here. Because this for me is just an extra incentive to get in shape. So what happens if people lose? Well, they don't get their money back, right? Which means we, the people that win, get to split the entire pot. So it's, and like in the grand scheme of things, maybe in something this big, maybe you can make $10 off of it. Like, it's not huge, but it's still fun. It's still fun to be able to walk out with more money than you went in with, right? Because out of 1,600 people, there will be people that don't make it. There will be. It just is what it is. A lot of people, might not be ready for it, might be just doing it because Joel or Brianne said so, and Brianne is his wife, by the way, and it's, I don't know, it's fun. It puts the money on the line for you, so you have something to lose if you lose. But then you weigh in at the beginning. They will email you a word that you have to write on a piece of paper. You have to take a picture. How do they make sure? Perfect. Good question. What they will do is they will send you in the app, because there's an app that you use. Okay, it's your weigh-in day. Get on the scale, and you have to take 2 pictures. You have to take one picture of the scale itself with you on it so they can see your number, and they'll send you on the day that your weigh-in is coming a word. Turtle. Let's say turtle. I think turtle was one of my words in the past. You have to write that word, which will be unique to you, on a piece of paper and put it next to the scale while you're weighing in, so it knows that it's a real-time thing. Then you have to take a photograph of yourself full body on the scale. So like either have your spouse or somebody take a picture of you on the scale, or I've always managed to balance it so you can see a full body shot in properly clothed. So like they prefer I wear like a little cami and pajama shorts because I still want to wear as little as possible to get the most accurate weigh in. But you have to send them the full body shot and the word and the number. And then they'll validate your weigh-in and all that jazz. And you have to do the same thing for the final weigh-in with a different word that they will send you only after the diet bet has closed. So it's not like you can be like, I did it in 3 weeks and gone like on some crazy extreme diet and then decide to binge your last weekend. Can't do that because they're not going to give you your word until the diet bet's over. So you have to maintain it for that period of time. And then you submit the same 2 type of photos and they validate it, and you either win or you lose. That's how it works. Susan, hey there. Good to see you. If you upload something, I don't care how long it is. Maybe I'll set a rule that I have to watch them when I'm going out for a walk. If you're doing 2 week, 30, 35 minutes. Okay, I think an hour is too long and I wouldn't have time to watch. 20 to 30 minutes. All right, so I'm going to shoot for no more than 30 minutes. That's going to be the goal. That's going to be the goal. Love long vlogs, but if you have a lot of footage, breaking up and getting more videos would also be fun. Yeah, so that's why I thought of the 2 videos a week instead of the 1. So I would end up doing 1 vlog for the weekend, 1 vlog for the week, and then a CMT related video. Because I have ideas for the CMT related videos. I'm going to do a day in the life of CMT, but forgive me, it's not going to be a cohesive day in the life because I'm going to be taking a bunch of different clips throughout the next week or 2 because I want you guys to see everything. I want you guys to see things like me filling my contact lens solution, me having to reach for things in the cabinet, I have a whole list of like scenes that I want you to see, and I don't necessarily do all of those things every day, or it will take me ages to set up a camera to get a good shot of all of these things. So it's going to be daily living with CMT, but I'm going to be in different outfits, and it's going to be like a week in my life, but it'll be 1 day in my life. Does that make sense? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a CMT Q&A. I'm going to do and I'm giving you all the 411 because there is nobody on this channel that can rip off these ideas. I'm the only one, I think, who's like really a YouTube content creator that has CMT. I know there are a couple of other videos on here, and there's one girl who actually puts out some really great little tidbits about life with CMT called Bethany Maloche. She wrote that one book that I told you guys about ages ago called How Should a Body Be? Great book. If you really want insight into life with CMT, that's a great book worth picking up. So what am I doing? The CMT Q&A, which if you have any questions for the CMT Q&A, because this is just as much for, I'm doing this twofold. It is CMT Awareness Month. So I want to make people who are not already aware of CMT more aware. I want you guys to understand what living with it is like. I want you guys to understand what it is and how it affects people and how it affects people differently. And I just want you guys to learn about it so the next time you hear of CMT, you know what it means and it means something to you. On the flip side, I want people with CMT to find my content and know that they're not alone. So this is this is a passion project for me and I'm launching it during CMT Awareness Month because that's a smart time to do it. So I'm very excited about it. So any questions you guys have ever had, I'm an open book, specifically related to CMT. I mean, I'm an open book to you guys anyway, but I'm looking for CMT specific questions. If you don't have any at this moment, you can either leave them in the comment section or you can DM me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. But I'm very interested to know what you guys want to know. And I've already gotten a lot of great questions. So I'm doing that. I'm doing the daily life of CMT, and I want to do trying not to flick you guys off. What am I doing? Everyday products that I use as adaptive equipment. So this one's going to be really cool for both of you guys, for both CMT and non-CMT as well, because as I've been going through my house trying to figure out what I'm going to share with you guys, these are all products that are not marketed for disabled abilities. These are products that are just everyday products, but they are used in my house because they are simple enough to use, or they enhance living in such a way that I use them as adaptive equipment. And I've got a list of things in my kitchen to share. I've got a couple things in my bathroom to share. And this is all product that you don't need any special disability to use. It just makes life easier. So I'm going to be sharing stuff that'll be great for CMT people to know, but also for you guys to know, because who doesn't want life to be made easier in the kitchen or anything like that? And there's the list of, if I can use it, you can absolutely use it. So those are 3 videos that I've come up with. I'd love one more so I can do a whole 1 video a week. And I'm trying to decide if the adaptations, the fitness, oh no, I should do a whole video on working out. That's what it should be. So I'll do a video on working out with a disability. I'm so excited about next month, you guys. Like, it's going to be a good month. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be a good month. And hopefully a very informative one as well, if all goes well. I gained during the only diet bet I did. I considered joining this one, but I feel like I would be one to not win just because the scale isn't behaving. Um, I'm wondering how many people want to send less than dressed photos to weigh in, just to weigh the least. Yeah, I don't think they'll accept them. But you have to wonder how many people have gotten those videos to, or those pictures to approve. I didn't even think about that. I'm so excited for the CMT content. Everything you've mentioned is stuff I would suggest if you asked for ideas. I think CMT daily living is a great plan, and the Q&A is a great PSA. You're going to help a lot of people. I have CRPS, and it's frustrating when people don't know what it is. Yeah, and it's one of those things that, like, and it's also Michaela said something earlier about invisible disabilities. Depending on who you are and how this disease affects you. Thanks, Lissa. Lissa is busting out the super chat stickers, and it's a cute doggy. So that's supposed to be Gracie. That's adorable. But now I got distracted. I just realized that I'm very warm, which never happens to me. CMT, tell you what. But what I have is an invisible disability, kind of. Like, unless you paid really close attention, the stuff that I show you, you can't really tell that I move funny. Maybe you can. I don't think that you can really tell unless you pay really close attention. Like Lissa called out how I count on my fingers. Because if you guys notice, and I told you guys this before, I count 1, 2, 3. So I usually switch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because my fingers can't do it right. But if you saw me in real life, if you saw me full body all the time, you would notice that I walk funny. You would notice that my arms are funny. You would notice that my hands are funny. But that's kind of in the middle of the spectrum, whereas my sister, you would not know that she had the same disease that I had. Whereas if you looked at my father, you would be like, wait, you two have the same thing, because he's worse off than I am. He doesn't have a choice but to walk in his braces, and I have that choice. And so it's so interesting, because I always feel like people judge me if I park in the handicap spot until they watch me walk, and then they go, oh, okay, I understand. Like, it's an interesting thing, so I'm really thankful that there's an opportunity to share about it. So those are all of the PSAs that I have for you today. Like I said, this is starting, so this is going to start, this being Shape Up September, is going to start on August 31st, and it's going to be run for 30 days straight. And what does that bring us up to, ladies and gentlemen? October 1st, also known as Last 90 Days. And I feel a little bit, dirty is not the right word, but sneaky is not the right word either. But if I do a Last 90 Days challenge and I don't really follow the Hollises anymore, does it still count? Because you know they're going to be doing a Last 90 Days thing. But I love the concept of Last 90 Days so stinking much. So I wonder how much I notice, because I know about your CMT and I know what some of your weaknesses are. Yeah, that's very possible. If you know what to look for, you're more likely to notice. Invisible disability, you're so inspirational. Thank you. Your power through and do everything to challenge yourself. That's hopefully a message that I can get across, truly, because I see, oh my gosh, I see in my CMT groups all the time so much negativity that it breaks my heart. And I'm like, you guys, if you did a little bit of the work, your life would be tremendously better. But people would rather not do the work and just be lazy and then complain about the fact that their bodies don't work instead of trying to do something about it. And it breaks my heart, but I also don't feel like it will be accepted if I walk in there and tell people that it's going to be okay. Like, every time someone says something negative, be like, actually, if you worked out and ate well, blah, 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 like, people would crucify me. So hopefully this is my way of getting a little bit more of the optimistic side of having an invisible disability out there. I'm totally doing last 100 days. I'd say do whatever 90 days you want to do. That's the plan. But anyway, so September is going to be kind of like the springboard, the kickstart to get us in the last 90 days, and hopefully we can end, me and you, if you're going to join me, 2020 strong. Because I know 2020 was hard. 2020 is hard. And so I'm very, very excited that it's almost over, but I also don't want it to be a wasted year, which is why I'm like, crap, it's September. We need to do something about this to make sure this year was not wasted. And so that's the focus. That's what's going to, that's what's gonna help get me through the rest of this year. Give me something to focus on. And Miranda's here. Hi. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And I want you guys to come along with me for the journey. And like I said, if you want the extra deep behind the scenes, become a member of the channel and join that Facebook group that you will see. You will see it in the community tab as soon as you join. So if you join my channel, then you go to my channel and then you click the community button, there will be posts there. And there are posts there that only members can see. I posted one today to make sure it was very clear where you needed to go. For those meal plans, and though I'm looking at my notes so I don't reiterate things wrong. My daily weigh-ins and accountability for myself and for one another in real time. Otherwise, as a free member of my channel, feel free to look forward to a lot of vlogs with a lot of detail. I'm very excited. It's going to be really, really good. And then CMT content. I think people take a diagnosis and give up. Hard to think they can try to do things. Yes, yes. And I have one thing going for me that most people actually would think is just awful, horrible, so sad, poor baby for you. But it's not. I had infant onset CMT, which was very rare when I was a baby. In 1986, they didn't know infant onset CMT was even a thing, which is why I was misdiagnosed with something much more serious. But because I could not move as a baby, I could not move at all, except my eyes, apparently. I could do that. But like my parents could literally leave me on a changing table, leave me on the floor, on the couch, and they know that I would be exactly where I left them, where they left me, because I could not move. Which means I did not lose anything as I grew up. I started at point X and I haven't lost anything yet. And this is a progressive disease. Most of the people in that Facebook group are people who have gotten symptoms later in life. So they lived what was presumably the normal life with regular arm function and regular hand function, and they are watching it go away. Mine has not gone away because I didn't have it to begin with. And I think that that is truly a blessing. It's truly a blessing that I grew up like that, because I don't know what I'm missing. People go, oh, you can't lift your arms up over your head? It's no problem for me because I don't actually know what that was like. Like, do I wish I could do it? Sure. Do I wish I could dance like the other music theater trained friends and acquaintances and whatnot I have, and actually have a shot at a lead role in a professional theater? Absolutely. But I don't know what it's like to be able to do that and have that taken away from me, which makes it a lot less impactful for me emotionally. So I understand, like, if I had my voice taken away from me, like, I can see how it would be a lot harder to be positive. But at the same time, if you know there's something that you could do to make life a little bit easier, why wouldn't you do it? Why would you just sit there and complain instead of actually taking action and doing it? And that's just, I apparently am in the minority when I act like that. Like, which I don't understand. So I don't know, guys. I'm thankful that I'm in a community of generally motivated human beings. And I believe that most of you are probably here because you either are motivated to make change or you want to be inspired to make change, which is very important. So I'm glad you're here. A lot of learned helplessness, no matter the disability. I'm with you for the last 100 days. You could create your own challenge or hashtag. It'd be smaller, but you can modify it if you want to. It's true. What is this chat about? Read the title, my friend. It is about my September Shape Up Challenge and how you can participate too. And now we're to the point in the chat where it is whatever the heck we want to talk about. So that actually prompts me really, really well. Thank you, Peter. Anybody have any questions for me this evening? What would you like to know? What would you like to talk about? Would you ever shave your head for a challenge? No, I would not. Fun question, though, but no, I would not. Fun fact, my friends knew better than to even challenge me in the ALS challenge. You guys remember when that was a thing, an ice bucket challenge? For ALS, which is a form of muscular dystrophy, which is the same umbrella that my disease is under. But people knew better than to tell the girl with the nerve disease to dump a bucket of ice water on her head. So I was very supportive of the whole challenge, but thankfully was not actually challenged myself, because if there's one thing you guys know I don't like and my body can't stand, it's the cold. I could create my own challenge hashtag. I'd love some ideas, ladies and gentlemen. Have you tried Eat Me Guilt Free Pumpkin Spice? I have, and they're quite good. I've only had one because I'm like, oh, I want to be able to save them for fall, because I have a finite amount of them. I could always order more, but I feel like I'm going to end up like waiting, and it's going to be November and they're going to be out of stock and on to Christmas. They're good. They're very good. They will be better of jeans and combat boots for here. Oh, you're adorable, but you don't know me at all, do you? You're new here. I don't do combat boots. I don't do combat boots. I do gym shoes, because that's pretty much all I can walk in. And although my leg braces kind of look like combat boots, actually. Now, if I could find some combat boots that accommodated my braces, that would be interesting. The Shape It Up challenge, my friend, is about weight loss and healthy eating and exercise and taking health to a new level. That is the challenge. Just for clarification. Shoot, what was I saying? I want to warm them up in the microwave. I think they will be better and feel a little bit even more fall in the microwave, but they are very good. They are very good. I like them better than the cinnamon toast flavor. So does that answer your question, Ashley? And also, if anybody wants to support me by using my discount code, it is now linked to an affiliate account, and I should get a commission if you guys decide to use that on the Eat Me Guilt Free website. Thank you in advance if you use my code, which is Diva in the Divine. Gets you 10% off. So they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Not to mention, you got to exercise your diaphragm at a very early age. That is why I'm a good singer. I'm convinced that is why I'm a good singer, because I could not move, but boy, could I scream. Boy, could I scream. So now I'm a belter. I'm going 15 weeks since I like working in full weeks. Okay. I'm the same way. When someone tells me I can't do something, it fires me up to prove that I can beat the statistics. Yes, Susan. Yes. Sounds like we might have an oregano. Can we use that as an adjective from now on? An adjective? A noun? A different noun? A proper noun? An oregano. I love that. If you know, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, from now on, it's an oregano. You guys are the best. You really are. What is Eric's reaction to all of your experiments in eating? My ex would not deal well. In terms of eating healthfully, Marie, he doesn't care. He's for it, because he also is trying to be healthier, and he's lifting, and he's really enjoying lift because his body is changing in very positive ways due to lift. And so when I'm going, okay, I'm gonna, like, he doesn't actually know that I'm gonna do a cut yet, but because I get to cook the food, he's gonna end up on a cut as well. And he doesn't know that, but it's gonna happen automatically. We have a lot of fruit and vegetables, and a lot of vegetables. He asked for celery. He asked me to buy him celery to snack on, not because he likes it, but he knows he should snack on that instead of crackers. So in this house, we are healthy most of the time. Most of the time. We each have our thing. We're working our way through the very delicious but very full fat ice cream that we got when my parents were here, which was now a week and a half ago. And we still have half of a container left. We had 2 containers, and we have half of a container remaining from a week and a half ago, because we're just slowly but surely going through it. So in general, we do very well with at least the types of food that are in the house, more or less. I'm going to be doing just a little bit more portion control. And usually what happens, like even now, oregano is not just an herb. Oh my gosh, you guys are cracking me up. I'm trying to get through a complete sentence and I'm seeing all these comments roll in. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. I love this community so much. But what usually happens is, like, Eric and I'll have the same protein or the same base for a meal. Like, oftentimes what'll happen is I will make, let's say, the meatloaf, because I know I'm going to be making that meatloaf, which, by the way, it was brought up earlier. It's the Skinny-ish Dishes meatloaf, thebomb.com. This will be the 4th time I've made it. Thebomb.com. It's half beef, half turkey. So good. And the loaf is larger than my head, I think. Maybe the same size as my head. It's awesome. But let's use that as an example. So what I might do is, for any meat, chicken, pork, whatever, I'll make the meat in a way that both of us can eat. So I'll just grill the chicken, or I'll grill the pork, or I'll make the meatloaf, which is nice and lean and full of protein. And I will make vegetables for both of us. And then there are some times when I make like roasted potatoes that I will partake in the carby side. And then there are some times that he gets 90-second rice in the microwave. Or I make quinoa and he eats it and I don't, to cut back on the calories and on the carbs. So the way that we structure our meals is very much we both can do it, but then we add or take away based on our dietary preferences, is kind of how we do it. So it's, I mean, at the end of the day, he likes the fact that I cook. And as long as I feed him, he doesn't really care if it's the same thing as me or not. So he's mindful of my desire to be healthier and have more protein and lose a couple pounds. And I'm mindful of the fact that he's a man who needs a little bit more food, so I adjust accordingly. And it ends up working out pretty well, actually. Does that answer your question, Marie? The laces, that would be a nightmare. The combat boots. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. No combat boots for me. Let's see. Want to try them and need to order them before they sell out. 100%. Oregano. As long as the lines aren't being crossed, we can use the left. Exactly. Love that. Literally LOL. I need to be better about not letting my diagnosis define who I am. Absolutely. You need to be better about that. And we all need to be better about that. Whatever you have, you are not your disease. Come from someone with a disease that I could allow to define my life. That's not who I am. That's not my identity. It is part of who I am, but it is not me in its entirety. I am somebody with CMT. I am not CMT. You are not depression. You are not anxiety. You are not your visual impairment. It's just something that you have to deal with. And I think that making that differentiation is a big thing. Oregano, not just an herb anymore. Okay, yeah. Any other questions? That was a good question. Good conversation topic. I keep looking at this like something new is going to appear on the paper to inspire me to speak on something different, but it's not. But yeah, so that is Shape Up September. Brie, how do you feel about plant-based meat? I've been eating a lot lately to cut down in calories, but I'm not so sure it's good for us. Miranda, are you still here? If you are still here, please speak on that subject. Although I don't know that you actually eat plant-based meat. I have no idea if that's what you eat or not. I don't know if she's still here though. But I've never had it. Maybe had it once. I have not intentionally purchased or ingested the plant-based meats. I do recall that looking at nutrition labels for it, it wasn't bad, but also turkey and chicken is either comparable or could actually be lower in calories and higher in protein or equal. So for me, it's never really been a should I eat it or not eat it, because it's a lot more expensive. All community levels get the extras. Yes, Rosie, that's a great question. All community levels will get the extras for the Shape Up September, because it'll be part of the Facebook group. And the Facebook group is where all the action's going to happen. That's an excellent question. So I don't really know. I've been eating a lot of it to cut down on calories. I would look into ounce per ounce. Is it really fewer calories than like chicken breast? Because like we live on chicken breast. That is the meat that we eat the most in this house. Because it is so lean and it is so full of protein. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying you could probably save yourself some money and equally save yourself some calories by going chicken breast as well. Now, of course, if you're a vegetarian or something, then eat your plant-based meat, because I think it's a great source of protein. So go for it. But at the same time, They're easy to pop in the microwave for me and my daughter, and they actually taste really good. I had, oh gosh, I'm not going to remember the name of it now. Shoot. I found a chicken sausage that was only 80 calories and 12 grams of protein. I'm used to like 120, 130 calories. Like, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's only 40 calories, but this means I could have 2 instead of 1. And I have so many interruptions here. Don't keep the questions coming. It's all good. It's all good. We have until 8:30. So we have Belinsky's. Thank you. Belinsky's. I posted about this on Instagram in my stories the other day, and like that's a huge difference for me because whenever I make my chicken sausage and cauliflower gnocchi bowl, my husband gets 2 chicken sausages and I get 1, but now I can have 2 and not feel quite as bad about it, and I was really stoked about it. 12 grams of protein and 80 calories. Like, pretty solid for chicken sausage. I was very impressed. Belinsky's is the brand name. The Beyond items are good, but not low calorie at all. Oh, okay. And my point of bringing up the chicken sausages are really easy because most of them, I don't know if the Belinsky ones are, most of them though, especially the Gilberts, come pre-cooked. So if all you want to do is microwave it for 30 seconds, if you watch my video tomorrow, this will be a callback. You can microwave them for 30 seconds in their packet, the Gilbert's ones, which is super easy if you don't want to do anything fancy with them. But chicken sausage is an option. I used to love Morningstar and Boca, but haven't tried anything like Beyond Meats. I just feel funny about them. I don't eat beef, but I'll eat something that's designed to look and taste just like beef. Yeah, I kind of get it. And I actually listened to a really interesting episode of Planet Money, I think that's what it was, that talked about the meat industry, and it made me want to try it because I would be totally fine with it, but it's so much more expensive, right? Than regular meat, isn't it? Madeline, I have so many, do you use protein powder? I use protein powder all the time. All the time. Almost every day. In some way, shape, or form. My breakfasts for Shape Up September will be comprised of mostly Fab 4 smoothies, which will have at least 1 scoop of Vital Proteins collagen powder and a different protein powder in it as well. So yes, I use protein powder all the time. All the time. Because it's the most effective way to get a lot of protein. I also do, it's not the most, but it's easier. Like, it easily adds 20 or 30 grams of protein to my breakfast. I also, what was I about to say? Also use pre-made protein shakes as well. Got so tired of chicken breast, ate it all the time after my husband's heart attack. Oh yeah, that's why we switched to pork and we started integrating beef and doing the meatloaf. We try to keep it interesting, but there are weeks that we will just cook up a ton of chicken breasts and I'll make chicken salad, and one night it'll be Italian themed chicken, one night will be salsa chicken, and you gotta get creative with it to try and keep it from being boring. But chicken breast is, in my history, the easiest way to get some lean protein. More of a convenience thing. I've done veggie burgers, but I need to watch sodium. Okay. Thin and trim chicken sausages are pretty good if you want lower calorie. A bit dry because they're lean, but they're about 70 calories each. I did not know that brand existed. Interesting. Why is it pleases? Why? Why? Because it's efficient. It's very, very efficient to have protein powder. And even if you want something sweet, like, protein powder can get you there. I'm going to be ordering, because of my sister. My stinking sister has Devotion Nutrition protein powder, and she's sending me pictures of all of the creations she's making. Devotion Nutrition has a butter flavored protein powder, which sounds terrible, but she's using it to make bread, like individual biscuits out of, that have like 20 grams of protein in them for like 110 calories. Like, awesome. And she showed me her ham and cheese sandwich that she made today with protein bread as the base. And I was like, well, shoot, now I'm gonna have to freaking buy this other protein powder. And the samples she sent me were very good. Were very, very good. So I do it because it adds to so much. It makes it so easy. I also eat protein potato chips. Like, I'm all about the protein. 8 Morningstar veggie burgers for $7. Oh, that's not bad at all. I'm doing a week of Fab 4 smoothies next week. I had several smoothies and I killed protein and fiber goals. Yep. I'm a vegetarian since I was 4 years old. Not more expensive. Try Trader Joe's Quinoa Cowboy Burger. It's vegetarian, out of this world. Excellent. Excellent. I don't eat a lot of meat, so protein powder is a good way. Has anyone ever tried Gainful? I have not, but since you ordered it, can you report back? I would love to hear about it. That's the like customized one, right? I'm pretty sure I've seen ads for it. I just have never bit the bullet to try it. My next protein purchases will be Devotion Nutrition and the Be Well by Kelly protein powder, which is like going to be $60 a bag for 30 servings. So her goal is to make it $2 or less per serving. So I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's good, but it's nice and clean and pure, and the reviews I've seen have been unbelievable. And I'm like, well, since this woman is fundamentally changing the way I eat my food, and all for the price of her books, which are on sale. Oh, guys, they're on sale. I left the links down below. One of them's like 17 and one of them is 15 or something. So if you're into the Fab Four, or you want to like dive into the Fab Four with me, now's a great time to pick them up. Just so you know. And so I was like, you're changing my life. I might as well at least buy one bag of your protein powder and support you a little bit more financially, since I, sing your praises all the time. Devotion protein powder. Yeah, it's called Devotion Nutrition. I have not made a purchase from them yet, but I will. I will be. Nice that you get samples from your sister and then review for us. Yeah, and I made, what did I do? Was it the vlog that went up already? Remember when I had that like sweet biscuit looking thing with almond butter on top? That was Devotion Nutrition based. That was just protein powder and a little bit of baking powder and some water. That's all it was. And then I actually made a mug cake out of the brownie batter one, which turned out really well. So yeah, I'll be getting all that Devotion Nutrition done for you. Let you know what the good recipes are, all the things. And my sister already knows. I'm going to end up getting this stuff, and she's just going to tell me what to do with it, which is fine, because she's been killing her goals lately. I'm dying to look for some new protein powder ideas. Yep. New Zealand Whey is my go-to. Unflavored, but the chocolate and vanilla are good too. Kaha. Interesting. Let me write that down somewhere. I will look into that. I'm a big fan of trying different protein powders as long as they're good. Kaha. Okay. If you don't like protein powder, try protein powder pancakes. Yes. Yes. They're very good. I use Garden Life organic protein powder. Yes. I've heard of that. I feel like I've tried it and I didn't love it. But I'm also not a fan of like vegan protein powders at all. She really has been. I love seeing Christina's post. Yeah. Christina's been killing it. It kind of makes me jealous. But she had a lot more weight to lose than I ever had. So good on her. I'm very proud of her for getting her rear in gear and getting it done. But her transformation photos are awesome. Were you able to try the salsa ranch dressing yet? Not yet. Because so this week I was trying to make my meal plan for the Facebook group, for the membership Facebook group. And I'm going to be doing taco salads alongside with my meatloaf next week. And so I know I'm going to use it next week for sure. But I'm like, oh, I want to try it. I have all the stuff I need. But I also want to finish up the stuff that's open. So this week, my goal is to go through the fridge and finish up the stuff that might be higher calorie and, have with a 1,700 to 2,000 calorie goal, would be a little bit more compliant. Finish that stuff up first. So next week, I can dive into the Bold House Farm dressings and my Enlightened ice cream bars and all of those things. So, J. Rob Egg White protein powder. I feel like I tried protein powder from that guy ages ago. And liked it very much before I was even way into protein powders. And I'm writing it down, sorry. J. Rob, I feel like, yes. And at the time, you could only get it at Whole Foods. And I rarely went to Whole Foods, so I would buy myself a packet or two every time I went. I use Isopure unflavored whey protein powder, but they also have chocolate protein powder. Makes an awesome Dutch baby pancake. Ooh, fancy. Does your sister share openly like you do on social media? I would love to follow her since she had weight loss surgery, and I'm on track for that as well. Yes, she does. Her screen name is obnoxiously long. Lissa, can you do me a solid and post her link to Instagram? She's like, my plus size life fat to fab RNY, like something obnoxiously long, which makes it hard for me to even find her. I have her starred, so she'll show up in my newsfeed if she ever posts anything. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know, my sister had weight loss surgery a year ago, and I figured you were. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure you were on it. A year ago, and today she posted her 1-year transformation post surgery, and she's doing incredible. So it's interesting because my sister and I are on very different journeys, which is something we need to remind each other of, because there's the link to my sister's Instagram account. But I have to remember when because she text messages me, I'm, losing this many pounds, this many pounds, this many pounds, this many pounds, and my scale's going but we're on very different journeys, very different. And then once I remember that, I go, no big. Like I was the person where she'd like to text me at the end of the night when she was on Weight Watchers and we were both on it at the same time, how she had like 20 something points left or something absurd. And it would infuriate me because I'd be trying to pick and choose the smallest amount of points to eat because that I didn't have nearly that many points. And I'm like, you freaking get twice as many points as I do. And then I had to go, but you also literally weigh twice as much as I do. Like, perspective, Brianna, perspective. So if you want a journey that is completely different, but you know that like I'm directly related to this chick and she and I are talking day in and day out about diet and protein and this and recipes and all of these things, follow my sister as well. It's a very different perspective. She's not nearly as active on social media as I am. But she's there and she posts transformations every once in a while. She posts meal ideas every once in a while. But she's also wrangling and trying to virtually teach a 4-year-old. Bet you can't guess how that's going. Anyway, any last minute questions? This is a good conversation, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have anything else, this is your friendly reminder while we have a lull in the conversation that Jordan will be starting, his iTrack Bites Live, the weekly meeting for the iTrack Bites community on the iTrack Bites Facebook page, Instagram, and YouTube channel at 8:30 Central Time. So just in a couple of minutes here, he'll be over there. I don't know who his guest is today. I don't know what he's going to be talking about, but he, like me, is an iTrack Bites ambassador, and his job is to run the weekly meetings. So if you want to continue some diet and weight loss conversation, or sooner because he likes to start early. Yeah. One of these days I should text him and be like, dude, don't start early because I've got some of your audience. You gotta wait till I'm done. Yeah. So that's that. Go and check out iTrack Bites if you want to keep the live stream chats going. If you want to become a member of my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Feel no obligation. There you are. Hello, Brianna. Good to see you. I saw that you were the first message in the chat today, and then you weren't there anymore. But good on you for being the first message today. Like I was saying, feel no obligation. I won't love you any less, obviously. But it's just a little something extra for me to give you something extra and for me to get something extra. So I'm really excited to like dive in and really, for the first time, really get my fingers deep into the members and giving them an opportunity for a little bit more. It'll be fun. This whole thing will be fun, hopefully. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be fun. All right, friends. On that note, I'm going to go. Probably because there's going to be a hockey game on. Miranda's back! This is exactly what we eat, but Joe eats the protein add-on. Okay. Excited for all the things you have to work. Look forward to all the content. Excellent. I may do a step bet. That's a great idea, Rosie. Rosie, are you in for starting 10 rounds with me next week? I didn't watch your Instagram stories today, so I don't know if you talked about it or not. But if you're in, I'll be checking in with you. But I just got to know that you're in. That's all. And anybody else has Beachbody on Demand. and wants a little bit more accountability and wants to do 10 rounds with me, I'm starting 10 rounds next Monday. So, sticking to all my way better games, having fun with those. Great. Yes. Good. Awesome. Awesome. We'll be in touch. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was a lot of fun. Take care, and I will see you all next week, which by then, oh my gosh, next week is the 1st, isn't it? Next Tuesday is September 1st. It's on. Ladies and gentlemen, it is on. Have a wonderful night.